So this is our kickoff session about balancing mind, body, and soul. I would like to introduce you to the vegan referee. His name is Antoine Knighton. This is my youngest brother. He is a vegan health and life coach, consultant. He helps people to transform that's interested in being a vegan, to transform to the plant-based lifestyle. Do we have any interested vegans in the house? Okay. Well, he's going to talk to you more about it. Antoine is a former basketball player for Redan High School in Stone Mountain, Georgia. He's played collegiate basketball as well as professional basketball overseas. Currently, he referees in the Division II and Junior College League. He's an officiator. So I would like to introduce you to the vegan rep, Antoine Knighton.
How y'all doing? What's up? What's going on? I'd like to thank my sister and the AKAs for having me. So there's no vegans, no vegetarians, no? Okay, cool. So I guess it's just me and my clients, but first thing I want to say is what made me go vegan, I had to lose 30 to 40 pounds to be able to officiate college semi-pro basketball. So they told me I need to lose 40 pounds. You know, I became stagnant. I was doing the ground turkey, the beef, measuring my food portion on the food scale, counting my calories, counting my steps. You know, I became stagnant. So I got frustrated. Reached out to my former classmates. They were vegan. So when I look at them, they look like y'all, right? Young versus aging, and they was in their 30s and 40s. So I reached out to them and I said, hey, what is the vegan lifestyle? How do you get your protein, right? So that's the question everybody asks when they're trying to transition to a vegan lifestyle. How do you get your protein? So they told me from all different types of beans and soup, right? Beans and soup. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna get back to y'all. I'm gonna try to go back and go to my ground beef and chicken and measuring my food portion. So after that, I maybe lost 1 or 2 pounds. But what they told me, they said, watch the documentary on Netflix called Food. Right? It's called Food. I said, yeah. I'm gonna watch it. So I passed on it, you know, trying to figure this thing out. Then one evening, I came home. I didn't have nothing going on. So I turned on Netflix. So guess what popped up on Netflix? Foodie, right? So I said, you know what? I don't have nothing going on. Let me watch Foodie. So as soon as I watched Foodie, and I seen what the food industry does to the animals, how they kill the animals, package it up, and then sell it to us at the grocery stores and the restaurants. It looks all good and tasty, right? But when I seen that, I'm about to cuss it. I said, hell no. Hell no. I'm done. I'm going cold turkey. I'm gonna figure this thing out. I'm gonna find a way. I'm just gonna make it happen. So first month, I was eating veggie patties and black bean burgers. That's all I knew, veggie patties and black bean burgers. So eventually I started educating myself and I got into raw foods and juicing. So once I started doing that, it's different levels to veganism, it's different levels. So once I got into raw foods and juicing, that's when the weight started coming off. I lost 40 pounds, I felt good, I had a lot of energy, I lost a lot of inflammation from my joints. When I work out, I felt good. You know, I felt lighter. So people on Facebook, they notice me. It's like, hey, what you doing? What you doing? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna help others, inspire others, and teach them how to go plant-based. So I started my business, No Foul Foods, which is no meat, no fish, no dairy, right? So I helped a couple people out, and I helped them transition. So the only thing I regret is not starting at you all age. I wish I would have started at you all age, right? And the knowledge I have now, I could have helped my dad. My dad passed away from diabetes, kidney failure. So if he was here today, he'll be proud of me, but it's all good. I'm inspired to help others. Like a couple of my clients here, they've been on my program. They're gonna share their plant-based journey and everything. I have another client coming in, so Keisha, she's my newer client. Just past Friday, she just lost 30 pounds. She texted me, and, excited. So I'm gonna let her tell her story, her plant-based journey. She's vegan, so it's Keisha Dunn.
One of the most stressful years of me teaching, okay? So I had reached up to 190 pounds from the stress of teaching, from trying to finish my master's degree in mathematics, and I didn't know what to do. I was on Facebook, and me and Antoine actually share a mutual friend. So there's this group called The Tribe, and in The Tribe, he's always posting videos, and I'm like, his name is The Vegan Rep. I don't want to be vegan. I kept passing it by. I don't want to be vegan. Kept passing by. I love my chicken. I love my burgers. I love my seafood. So finally, once I reached 190 pounds, I said, I have to do something. So I called Antoine. Well, I looked up his website. I left him a message. And when he called me, it was like I was already his client. So he was enthusiastic, told me to watch the videos on Netflix that he mentioned. And I saw the same thing. I saw how basically we're putting dead flesh into our live bodies. And that's bringing us down. So in March, I started, and it was hard because it was a couple of weeks before spring break. And I went to Jekyll Allen for spring break. And I stuck to my diet. So he had me start off with just juicing. 3 to 4 juices every day. Nuts and fruits for snacks. Now, mind you, before that, I was not eating during the day. When I was in school, I was eating Wendy's, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, whatever I could find. And then when I fed my kids, I was eating again. So I went cold turkey to juicing. And that's how I lost 30 pounds. Now, it's not just the diet. It's also the fitness part. And when I tell you that Antoine works you out, he works you out. He loves to show this video of me. My first time with him, struggling to do jumping jacks, struggling to get through the workout. So I know he's proud of me because he tells me all the time. But I'm also proud of myself because now I can get to a routine without stopping as much. Because what he does is you can't baby. So you can't sit there and act like you're still strutting.
In our circle calls me Ron, because that's just the name that he's given, nickname he's given me. I guess it's easier for people to say, but like Antoine said, I have been working with him as a client since October of last year, so it'll be coming up on a year this October. And I became vegan when I started working with Antoine. I was a vegetarian for about maybe 3-4 since 2015. And what made me vegetarian means that you don't eat meat or fish, but you may eat eggs or you may eat dairy still. So I was still doing the eggs and the dairy. And what made me decide to go vegetarian at that time a few years ago is I started, that's when I think when those documentaries started first coming out, so I did watch the Food Inc. I think there was another one called Earthlings, and then the newest one was What the Health. I think What the Health it was the one that, the most recent one that everybody's seen that really kind of started pushing people towards the plant-based lifestyle. But just watching that process of how meat is mass-produced, and it's not like how people think. You may see a picture of the cow that's on the farm and they're frolicking in the grass and just living this happy life, and you think that's where your food comes from. Once you get to the grocery store and you see it all packaged up nice and it's looking, all nice and fresh. But those movies kind of give you the behind the scenes, and you get to see how the cows are being treated, how the chickens are being treated, and they're just all piled up in this tight little area, and they're not healthy, and they mix the healthy with the sick ones, and you just don't really get to see all that when you just go to Kroger or Publix. So that's what really got me, to say, hey, I don't really think that's what I want to put in my body, because the animals, they don't look well. They're scared, they have all that adrenaline pumping through their body because they know they're smart. They know they're getting ready to meet their death. So you eat that, you're taking all that energy on into your body. So that's what drove me to be plant-based. And overall, since I became plant-based, I lost a total of about 30 pounds. I think at the beginning of last year, I was like 183, 184 pounds. And I got down to 154. I'm going back up now because now I'm starting to put on some muscles and build up in certain areas. So I'm doing the one cooked meal a day, eating lots of leafy greens, chickpeas, beans, just like some of the stuff that Antoine mentioned, because you can be plant-based and still build muscle. You just have to know what to eat if that's your goal. But when I was in the stage where I was trying to shed some more fat, I was doing the juicing and the raw food. So he helps you, depending on what your goals are, and lets you know what type of foods you should be eating if you're trying to lose, and what type of foods you should be eating if you are trying to build your body up. Because you have some really, really, really great athletes out there that are plant-based, and they still have the energy, they still have the stamina, they still have the strength. So you don't necessarily need to eat animal sources to have the protein or those energy building substances that you need to eat, as far as that's concerned. The workouts, I'll kind of piggyback on some of what Keisha said, are challenging, but that's what you need. I mean, before I was a member of a gym, I was going to LA Fitness, I was working out, I was getting on the machines and doing, the treadmill or doing the elliptical for 30 minutes, and I thought that was really doing something, and I did get some results from that. But if you want to really see change in your body, which is what my goal was, then you have to have somebody kind of, I'll use the word, barking at you, and encouraging you to go past your limit. Because otherwise, I realized if I was in the gym on my own, and once I started getting a little uncomfortable, or I felt like I was getting a little out of breath or a little tired, then I would quit, because there's nobody there, telling me to keep going. So that's kind of what he does. And there's been plenty of times during the workout where I thought I was not gonna make it, and I was like, I can't do this. But he knows, what you can do, so he'll push you to get to that next level. And I will say that since I started working out with him, the changes that I was seeing before on my own have been magnified by like times 10. So, I have different goals going forward. I want to continue to build, so we're adjusting the plan based on that. But it's an overall holistic program with him as far as the coaching is concerned. All right, and that's pretty much my story.
What's the biggest difference for you personally between
So I don't do cheese, milk, sour cream, no eggs. And as far as what I could tell in my body, the difference I've seen is I have more energy because of the fact that I've eliminated those foods out of my diet. I'm eating more of what I probably wouldn't have been eating before. I'm eating a different type of variety of vegetables and fruits and nuts and seeds and beans. I may have just had like my favorites, like my black beans I like. I think a lot of people like black beans or broccoli or, you know, just regular salad greens. But now since I've taken those other foods out of my diet, I need to fill, you know, my plate with some other things. So now I'm trying different things that I probably wouldn't have liked before. Health-wise, I don't know if this is TMI, but my digestion is a lot better now that I'm not eating the meat and the dairy, because that stuff tends to sit longer than fruits and vegetables. So that translates over to energy too, because if you have a lot of food that's stagnant in your system, you're not, you know, as energetic as you might be if you are processing your food faster. Yes, ma'am.
I think the biggest stigma surrounding veganism is like the food isn't as good as it is before. So the food still as good as before you were vegan, vegetarian.
Yes, and I'm gonna say it's better. It wouldn't be appetizing to any of you. So you can season and cook your plant-based foods. Is buffalo cauliflower wings. Those are almost identical to hot wings. Seriously, all you have to do is cook them and batter them up the same way, and you get the same, you know, fulfillment that you probably would have got from eating meat.
Well, if you were to bake some banana bread and you typically put eggs in there, you could substitute applesauce for the eggs and it'll still bake the same. Or you can use almond milk instead of regular cow's milk.
Teresa, I had to fight her, beat her down to go plant-based. She finally transitioning, but she's not fully transitioned yet. But she changed her lifestyle. Now her body is changing. So she's going to tell you about her journey and everything. Her name is Teresa.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Good. So I'm gonna try to make it quick. I'm a little long-winded. But anyway, yeah, I have a crazy journey. I was sick. I was like really, really sick. And I've suffered with Crohn's disease, which is very, very, a really bad thing to have. Anyway, it's a digestive disease. And so basically, it hit me down. I'm a nurse, too. You know, I'm a nurse. And I had no clue how to help myself. I just was taking orders from the doctor. You know, like they said, well, you have this. And the first thing that they tell me, I said, well, what do I do? He said, just stay away from caffeine and eat. I'm like, well, what do I eat? He's like, eat anything that doesn't upset your stomach. I'm like, what? So that was literally what the specialist told me, the gastroenterologist. And so I suffered from 2009 to all the way up until 2017. I'm talking about struggling, really, really, really struggling. In and out of the hospital, missing work, missing money, paying ridiculous amounts of money for medication that was not working for me. It would make me feel a little better sometimes, but it wouldn't cure me. I started like, so you mean to tell me I'm paying $5,000 every 8 weeks for an infusion or something that, first of all, I don't have the money. So I started having to, I had to sit down. One day I got really, really sick. My last Crohn's flare up back in 2017. And what I did was let me just say this real quick. The strongest part of your body is in your head, okay? Don't ever in your life forget that. No one can get in there. That's the one thing nobody can have, is your head. Nobody knows what you're thinking. You know, you could be doing all kinds of major things, just not even moving in your head. So what happened was, I was in the hospital and I had decided then, before I was even discharged, that I'm not doing this no more. I said, I don't know what I'm about to do, but I'm not doing this anymore. And so when they discharged me on another medication. And this one, I think this one might have been at $9,000 a shot. It's called some Costellara or something. It was a shot. The nurse had to come to me, teach me how to do it. And this is what I did. And I actually regretted it, but I didn't have nothing happened. But when she came to my house, she gave me the shot. As soon as she gave it to me, I said, I don't even know why I did that. Because I already know I'm not about to be on this journey, this part of the journey anymore. So after the lady left, I went in my closet and got on my knees. I said, Lord, just please help me to help myself. And next thing you know, I met Antoine, and it was right when I was starting to transform my mind. That's why I know it wasn't an accident. It was right when I was ready to change my mind. You know, I said, I'm going to stop this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I met him. It was just so seemingly random how I met him. And he was like, you look like you work out. And I busted out laughing. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, I need to work out. He's like, and I just kind of told him what was going on. And then he started sending me documentaries and things about plant-based living, and about, not just about plant-based living, but about basically what's going to happen to you if you don't realize how important our food is to your life, okay? Food is life, but what we're seeing is that food is death. Think about it. All this stuff that we're eating is a bunch of garbage, really. A lot of this stuff is garbage, okay? And we have been, I guess, conditioned with the way that things are to make it feel like it's okay. You know, it's not okay. Okay, you need to use that good brain, that perfectly working brain of yours, and realize that the vitamins and nutrients and minerals and everything that you need for your body to function properly is in the food, the raw fruits and vegetables and things. And I know I've been vegan. When this happened, I went vegan for like 2.5 months. And that just really, I call that hit the reset button on my whole life. It was amazing what was happening as I gave up meat and dairy. The only thing that I craved, I was like, hey, I don't really think about me, but I sure want some cheese. I don't eat, I don't drink milk, and I can go away. I didn't have to have ice cream and nothing sweet, but I really was craving cheese and things like that. But long story short, I went vegan and I started kind of dipping back into meats, which I still don't eat beef or pork or anything. Not saying, just, dipping in. But I started surrounding myself. I decided to go full-time with Antoine, because of the way that he's thinking. And then I realized I met these people, and these are my new friends. And you know what they do for me? They keep my mind right. Why? Because they're vegan. I know I need to be vegan, so what I do? I start hanging around people that's doing the things that I want to do, that I need to do, and that keeps my head right. So even if I cheat, I don't go crazy with it. I start thinking about, oh my God, I think about Antoine, and if he knew what I was eating, and things don't affect me the same. I don't get sick or anything because my body is so much more detoxed, And we have to understand this. Keep this in mind. When in doubt, keep things simple. The human body is one of, if not the most intelligent things on the planet. The body was designed to do one thing. You know what that is? Heal itself. The body will heal itself. So we're putting our brain power into something that we don't have to. It's like step back. Digestive health is health. All you gotta do is keep your body cleaned out. You want to make sure that your body is in a constant state of detox. Okay. See, the problem is that we do these things like we eating Burger King, this garbage, and then we sit down chilling watching TV. Then we gotta get up for work. You don't have no energy. Everybody's missed the worm because all the early birds got them. Because you're sluggish and all that. It's like no. Realize it. Wake up with a goal and understand that hey, it ain't rocket science. We ain't nobody special. We just decided. It's just a decision. That's all. And and what you want to do is stay in the know. Read up on it. Get your research. Ask people. Reach out to the people that are supportive. Don't be afraid. Walk up to people and say, hey, that are doing good things. Ask them, hey, how did you do that? I want to do that. And that's how you help yourself. And it's free. You didn't have to pay nobody for it. It ain't lie. You ain't got to worry about somebody telling you, oh, is this real? Hey, it's simple. It's very simple. Eat your fruits and vegetables, and you'll find that a lot of times, once you get serious about your health, you won't have to take vitamins. Vitamins and things are supplements. A supplement is something that you have to put back in because we're not giving it our body what it needs. I don't take vitamins. I don't need to take a vitamin. My food is my vitamin. My food is my energy. When I'm sluggish, I get some matcha, throw in some almond milk, and boy, give me 5 minutes. You go like, dang, was that the girl? Was she just asleep? I was, but I'm up now, So you just have to, just utilize your resources, meaning the people that are doing or know things about this stuff. Ask, reach out, ask questions and things, and then just decide what it is that you want. And like Rob was saying, I started off, one of the things I was scared about, I'm gonna wrap it up. One of the things I was afraid of was getting skinny. I was like, well, I ain't trying, I'm already petite. I don't want to get skinny. And Antoine said, you're not going to get skinny, you're not going to get skinny. And I have not gotten skinny. But I know one thing, my waist is going away, now that can get skinny. But everything else is like, in my arms, all the fat in my arms is turning to muscle. You know, my arms are actually, you know, so I'm looking how I want, I'm leading into how I want to look. I'm definitely feeling how I've been striving to feel. And now it's like, okay, now let's, conquer the world, I guess. What's next? So, I guess that's
First exercise, I'm gonna call out jumping jacks, squats, and high knees. All right. Ross, show them jumping jacks. We're gonna do squats, right? High knees. Then I may throw in some jump squats. Right? And then squat burpees. Squat burpees. Chest on the floor. We exploding up. All right. The key to this, we all have to be on the same motion. It doesn't look good if we're not on the same motion. All right. You have to be on the same motion. Okay. All right, we're gonna start off with jumping jacks. All right, so start off with jumping jacks. When they start, that's when y'all start, okay? It's gonna be on my count. On my count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jumping jacks. Let's go.
Wake me up, it's a sick dream. Got the Alpine with the flat screen. Say the word, man. Afraid bitches to the check.
1, jumping jacks. Let's go. Three seconds, we go right back. Go into high knees. In 3, 2, 1. High knees, let's go. Come on, pump your arms. Drop your knees to your chest. Come on, work. Jumping jack. 3, 2, 1. Jumping jack. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I need everyone to get together. You're gonna say no foul food in 3 seconds. No foul foods, okay? Y'all wanna get in front of them? On 3.
Like they worked out to get on the side.
There you go. She gonna get one. Ron, come on this side, Ron. Alright, there we go.
Right here on the end.